SeaRaptor.
JCF. I had so much fun casting the Impact guys back in Supremacy League Season 5, and there was a couple of moments where, like, every time I looked at JCF, he was playing as North Carolina, he was always on fire. Always on fire. Every time I looked, the guy had, like, 3 fires on him. And so at one point, I'm casting this match, and I'm like, oh, there's JCF, doing what he does best, being on fire, or something like that. It was hilarious. And he clipped it later and was, like, rude. It was so funny.
That's awesome.
Alright, there we go. I am ready. Let's do this. Starting with Warrior's Path, moving on to Tears of the Desert, another map that we have not yet seen in King of the Sea play. Another map that has recently been heavily modified. The caps have been changed, the islands have been changed, and it, like Trap, it has been shrunk from 48 by 48 to 42 by 42. Maybe we'll see loop, maybe not. Depends on how this match goes. Everybody is ready. Ooh, I need to get my overlay fixed. There we go.
Beat you to that one, haha.
Yeah, I wasn't set there. Well, this is my in-game overlay, right? Like, no one can see that screen yet. On OBS, that's my prep screen.
Yeah.
Oh, they're looking at the match card right now.
Aha.
Oh, that reminds me. I gotta help me remember to tell Quad that the match cards. He's using the old Trap image still. I sent in the new one, but I guess he forgot about it.
Rip.
And we are dropping. All right.
And I was gonna say it's a pretty bad sign. Yes, just last game I went to go grab my glass of wine and I grabbed my mic by accident.
All right, here we go. Looking at Impact, we are looking at Hakuryu, of course, Montana, and Republique. Another team taking the new French battleship. Double Des Moines, Henri. Slap in an Henri. I would not have put money on that. Hindenburg,
no.
And double gearing. Talk to me about Adopt.
So Adopt, we've got Hakuryu, we've got Montana and Yamato folded 1,000 times. We've got Des Moines, Hindenburg times 2, Zhao, Erie, and double gearing. Very interesting seeing so much gearing.
A lot of gearing.
Yeah.
I'm actually a little surprised.
Needs more Z52.
Well, if for no other reason than, you know, we saw a lot of Grozavoy out of 07 last event. And I figured, maybe clearly incorrectly, that a lot of people would look at 07 and what they had done with their Grozavoys and try to emulate it. Like, hey, it worked for them, great AA destroyer, da-da-da-da-da. But we're not seeing that. You know, for whatever reason, we're just not seeing it, so.
Yep, absolutely. Alright, guys, bear with me as we get to our... What is happening here?
Alright, here we go.
Our Yamato just completely blocked the Montana. Oops. Alright, so it looks like our team here, Adopt, is going mainly for B and C. What about you guys?
So it appears what they're using the Henri and the Republique for, and now that I look at it, I really like this play. The Republique and the Henri are going to be their flankers. These guys are going out towards A. It looks like they're going to be either there to kite or to push very quickly if there is not enough force over there to stop them from Adopt. So most of Impact's force is heading to BC, Montana, Hindenburg, Des Moines. We got one Des Moines going to each cap, and one gearing going to each cap.
That's very interesting. Yeah, the Des Moines, or sorry, the French cruiser, the Henry IV, is really good at getting different parts of the map quickly. So I like that idea that they're going on the flank. They can switch and go to B pretty easily. And the Republic, of course, well, we know how good they are at killing cruisers.
A lot of fighter dancing over B, but nobody's really engaging. Nobody attempting to strafe or lock anybody else's fighters down.
Yep, here's that puppet match of, I'm going to stare at you angrily across the other side of the map.
A lot of staring going on with these fighters. Titusson looked like he was going to duck into B with his gearing, but he turned around. Apparently the fighters convinced him he didn't want to be spotted. Congo Pride's gearing has slowed to probably about half speed here as he is leading Uber Sniper's Des Moines over to C. I'm assuming Congo is going to smoke him up to the edge of C. as the gearing on the bottom end of C has already been, the enemy gearing has already been spotted. Which gearing is that, by the way?
Gull 667.
All right.
And here's the challenge that you face as a carrier player. I've done this before myself. Is you have to figure out where exactly the anti-air auras lie on the enemy ships, and you have to be very careful not to stray into that aura. We just saw that the Yink 59 straight into the gearings anti-air a little bit, and the Des Moines, and lost a couple fighters because of that.
Yep, saw that.
And so this is a constant. Am I being spotted? Am I being shot at? I got to pull them back. I got to push them forward. My team is yelling at me. I'm constantly being spotted. Do something, carrier, and all this kind of stuff. And it is so much work to provide that kind of vision for everyone.
Absolutely it is. Titusson now in the north end of B as Gull 67 spotted at the bottom end of B. Looks like he is going to run. Yep, he's headed out. Going to leave that cap right now. Titusson also accidentally steering out of the cap for a moment. Looks like he's going to reverse back in. Yep. Impact working B there, trying to force and driving off the destroyer. Looks like they might bag B here.
Des Moines just popped radar. Kaiser.
Yeah. Des Moines,
so that gearing is being convinced to go away.
Des Moines and gearing at C versus Des Moines and gearing at C. Pretty, mirror match there. Nobody really making much headway there. I'm wondering when, let's see, who are these? Potato Quality and Slap, the Henri and Republique. I'm wondering when these guys are going to figure out that they could literally just have their way with A. All they really have to do is, well, they can't really cap it, but there's nothing over there that's going to cap it. So they, as long as they're able to put in some work and push those guys back, they're going to be able to push that side of the map if they want.
Yeah, my bigger concern is the fact that A and C now adopt is really spread thin, and I think the result is going to be that the group at B cap is going to make something happen on the Impact side.
I think so. Impact now bagging B with about 5 minutes gone, moving out to an early lead as they start to rack up points here on Warrior's Path.
Right. One quick note about the Des Moines. One thing to note about the Des Moines is it's not exactly a good pushing ship. It's a really good defensive ship. So you can see Der Kaisersley and whoever this other Des Moines is, Uber Sniper, they're both in defensive positions, basically daring the enemy team. Come at me, bro.
JCS Montana now dodging some torpedoes here. It looks like he's the big piece, but then now we look up and see Vengeful Captain's Yamato on the opposite side of the cap as well. Tremendous amount of firepower on both teams focused around C right now.
Meanwhile, the Des Moines is taking shots from the gearing and smoke.
Torpedo strike crawling up the one line now, looking like it's going to go for Potato Quality's Republique. He's trying to shift his rudder and get some speed. He was trolling very slowly. He's turning out of the strike now. This is going to hurt a lot. Here comes the strafe, but it's going to be late. 7 torpedoes into the water. Let's see how many land.
Probably 4.
Looks like he is going to eat at least 4 of these, maybe 6.
5.
Nope, he's going to take 5. Yep. Zath calls it.
He was forced to drop early by those fighters coming in, but actually that was pretty fortuitous. He got more torpedoes than he probably would have.
Well, Impact working their cap control now. They have capped B and C, successfully keeping Adopt out of the caps.
Look at B cap here. That entire strike wing was just like, nope, 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 until they saw the fighter.
Yeah, I don't blame them. A good fighter strafe will wipe them all out. I don't blame them at all. Impact now moves out to about a 100-point lead here. Content with their board position. If I were them, I would just kind of hold what I have. I don't see. There's no need to make a push anywhere. It's up to Adopt to make a play.
Vengeful Captain is ramming his own teammate because I don't know. He's getting focused. And
looks as if Gull 67's gearing has looped all the way back around and is capping A.
Not surprised. Yep, there it is.
Yep, there he is, spotted briefly by planes. I'm a little surprised they didn't make that move with the Zhao.
Yep. That's what I was saying earlier when you said they could have their way at 8. I'm like,
well, we had at the time we hadn't seen the Zhao yet, right? You knew, but we hadn't seen him yet. He just took a decent sized hit there from somebody, probably the Republique. Yep. And yeah, but I mean, they've got A now. But I guess what I'm kind of getting at is that, in my mind, if they had done that right, they didn't need to rotate Gull back. They could have capped with the Zhao and just kept the attention focused on everybody else. There was no way for the Republic of the Army to spot the Zhao without help.
I agree. Look at C. Gruski is in trouble. He is being forced to smoke right up against the island on the other side.
He's
of
pinned.
The other gearing. Yeah.
He's spotted in that smoke. He must be under radar because they can see him plainly.
So. He's just within radar range, but the thing is, the island is protecting him as long as he doesn't panic. But we've got bombers coming in, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens here.
JCF there looked like he took a few torpedoes. He's kind of low there, under 40,000 HP in his Montana. Looks like he's pulling back some.
Yeah, but he's pumping back up.
Vengeful Captain's Yamato also on about half health. I was just about to say that if I was Adopt, I'd almost be trying to ram that Yamato down their throats. But they are obviously focusing him when they get the chance.
And that was one thing I was going to notice or mention is the fact that the Yamato, even though it's got tremendous power, it hasn't been used at all in that capacity in this game. It's basically been the focus of the enemy team. As soon as you see the Yamato, you get it on fire like in 2 or 3 places.
He's soaking fire, but he's not really doing much in return, I don't think.
Oh.
What?
Gruski just took a big hit. He's at 4,700.
Big hit from what?
Pretty much everybody.
Oh, wow. Missed it completely. Wow, goodness gracious.
Yeah, he got spotted briefly as he exited the smoke. I'm thinking by Congo Pride, although it could have been by air.
Impact now moving out to a 250-point lead with 11 minutes to play here on Warrior's Path as Adopt just really struggling to make inroads at C. They've got A solidly, although M squared's Hindenburg. Ooh, there he goes. I looked over, he was at 2,500 HP, and the Republic pinned him at a steep angle, and that was it. First kill of the game going to Impact.
That's the thing about the Republic is it's got that power to pen from any angle. You have to know how to play it.
Look at B. Here comes Gull doing work again, getting into B, starting to flip it as Kaiserlich's Des Moines rotates back to B as well to support him.
Yep.
Dramaside's Des Moines on the north end of the cap. Oh, there goes Gruski finally. And there is Gull. Gull is on the bottom end of the cap. He almost would have been better to steam over and meet Kaiserlich and try and smoke them both up.
Yes, that's what I was just going to comment on. That's the safe place. He's right exposed in the open right now.
Highly exposed now.
And if he smokes that, Des Moines going to spot him.
Torpedo strike coming. Well, yeah, I mean, they can smoke and Des Moines would spot both of them. Which is maybe what he was thinking. It's maybe why he didn't bother with it. Pops his DF and drives off the torpedo bombers, killing them all. Won't take any torpedoes there as Tidison is spotted now on the north end of the cap, having to run.
This is good.
Taking solid damage here. Impact now out to a 450-point lead. Up 2 ships. Oh, but they bagged Tidison. That's a big kill. Narrowing the ship advantage there. Tidison is the first Impact casualty of the game as Adopt goes up on caps. But they've got a lot of ground to make up. They need kills.
Over 100,000 damage or health difference, and the Yamato is burning out.
Indeed, Impact.
Vengeful Captain is on fire.
Yep, Impact has shelled out far more damage than they have taken. Here comes the Yamato. Shells out on Dramacide. Not getting much out of those, about 10k. Vengeful on 12,000 HP.
Oh, look at this Montana. It's going to have a beautiful shot.
JCF is about to have a beautiful shot on Vengeful. Here it comes. Shells inbound. Oh, Dispersion says no. As Dramaside's Des Moines gets into the act now, trying to light him on fire. Stern turrets from JCF putting a little bit of damage into Vengeful. Vengeful is the lowest ship on the board.
Gull needs to be smoking him right now. He's not, though.
No? Where is Gull? Right next to him.
Went right past him. Yep.
Yeah. Well, Gull's smoke got dumped behind him.
Here's that torpedo dodging mini game from the ads.
Yep. Impact lining up now for a charge down the channel between B and C. Congo Pride maneuvering, looking like he might get out there to lead JCF's Montana. Nope. Here are the torps that they suspected were there, and they are going to land none of those. Having spotted those now.
Commented earlier.
Go ahead.
I mean, those weren't spotted till just now, right?
Yep, they just spotted them, but Congo Pride was moving out there to screen for JCF and spotted those torps.
Well, what I'm getting at is that we had,
Here goes the
planes that were nearby.
Yep.
So that's that spotting mechanic change.
Vengeful Captain Yamato going down again, finally going down, giving Impact a 2-ship lead again, as also Kaiserlich's Des Moines goes down. Potato Quality putting those Republic guns to work once again.
Yep.
3-ship lead now for Impact, even though they're down a cap. Adopt, I don't think they have the firepower left to really push and or hold any of these things.
No.
Well, now, go ahead.
I was gonna say they're really at a point now where they've tried, right? They've made their big push, and they failed, and now they're just basically trying to clean up. As the Hakuryu takes him out. The sad thing is, if he didn't use defensive fire, he probably would have been okay.
4-ship lead now for Impact. There's a Hindenburg somewhere south of B. There he is, spotted briefly. And the Zhao and the Montana, of course, are still in A.
So I think at this point, it might be a good idea to talk a little bit about what mistakes were made. And I think the biggest mistake is not pushing A cap from
sooner.
From Adopt. They should have gone in A cap, especially with that Zhao. You take a ship that's got the concealment that beats everything but a destroyer, and you're not willing to use it.
Well, it is a risk, right? Because the carrier knows you're there. Or let me phrase that. He doesn't know you're there. He knows you're around, especially once the cap starts flipping.
Sure.
Speaking of the Zhao, he's about to go out. He's close range there with the Republic and the Henri. And that'll be in the game. But, you know, once the cap starts flipping, they're going to send planes over, right? And
True.
As long as you've got DF, and Zhao's DF is not awful, you should be able to shred the spotters and still eventually cap. It becomes a bit of a dance then, right? Like it's about timing and how good the enemy carrier's timing is.
Yes, and I think that's also speaks volumes to the difference too, and how powerful carriers are at spotting things. I mean, we don't see a Shimakaze at all yet, even though it just got buffed, even though it's got the best concealment at tier 10.